What's going on, you guys? It's your huggable hipster here, and welcome back to another episode of The Casual Nerd. Oh, we got a lot today, guys. We got a lot today. It's a happy Monday indeed, because as you guys can see from the first article over here, I don't know why I'm being so dramatic. 3 LucasArts Classics games are coming to Xbox Game Pass. Now, these are games including but not limited to Grim Fandango, which by the way has tank controls, which by the way almost as aggravating as Code Veronica X. It states here in the article that Tim Schafer recently appeared on the Xbox podcast to announce that the remastered versions of 3 LucasArts classics, Grim Fandango, Day of the Tentacle, and Full Throttle, will be coming to Xbox Game Pass. Now that Microsoft owns Tim Schafer's studio, Double Fine, it's likely their future games like Psychonauts 2 will be still in development, will eventually find their way onto the service, but it's nice that a whole generation will have the new opportunity to be frustrated and baffled by classic adventure puzzle games nonsense. It's absolutely wonderful that this generation is going to have the chance to experience all of that chaotic nonsense, because anytime that I would play Grim Fandango, I would just be like, what? What's happening? Then again, I was a kid whenever I played it, so it'll be nice to be able to see them bring it onto Game Pass. I'm really looking forward to it. Might even try to review the game. Next up in gaming news, the header. Hello. Can we just admire this for a second? I want everybody to see this right now. Bethesda games are looking increasingly unlikely on PS5. Actually segueing perfectly into another article that we're going to be discussing later on, but this is absolute chef's kiss, you know. It's really interesting because I love the fact that Bethesda is kind of like the hipster of the group now. Forget Stadia, forget them. Okay, they're not the hipsters anymore. Bethesda is. They're saying, hey, we don't want to be exclusive on any other platform. We just want to be with Xbox. Ever since they bought out our company, we got rights. Like that they're not going to be on PS5. But it's going to be interesting to see more exclusives come to Xbox, honestly. I mean, okay, technically not Xbox exclusives, more like Xbox PC exclusives if you have a PC, if you, for all intents and purposes, have an Xbox. Now, it states here in the article that the industry's most interviewed man, Xbox Phil Spencer, has been chatting to reporters once more, and of course, that means more discussion about whether Bethesda's games will release on PlayStation 5, following Microsoft's eye-watering $7.5 billion buyout. The answer? Well, look, it's always been complicated, but don't hold your breath. Asked whether it's possible to recoup the organization's enormous investment by skipping PlayStation's sizable install base, Spencer replied resolutely, yes, but he added some additional context. The deal was not done to take games away from other player base. Nowhere in the documentation that we put together was, how do we keep other players from playing these games? We want more people to be able to play games, not fewer to be able to go and play games. However, he admitted this company doesn't have to go ship those games on any other platform other than the platform that we support in order to kind of make the deal work for us. It's still a slightly ambiguous statement from the executive because he's technically answering the question of whether Microsoft will get return on its investment or not by releasing on PlayStation platforms, but he never actually says they won't ship on PS5. I mean, there's hope for a lot of PS5 fans. I know that they want to play on a lot of exclusive things for Xbox. Like, this is an old argument that I use, but I'll still stick to it. A lot of PS5 people will want to play Ori and the Will of the Wisps. You guys can now play it on a Switch if you own a Switch, and I feel like they should bring it to PS5. It's an amazing game. I feel like everyone should get the chance to play it. The same with the Medium. I get why the exclusivity sometimes. I really do. It's kind of like that macho pissing contest move of, haha, I can do this better than you can. But in all reality, feasibly, it doesn't really work, and it's not smart. All gamers should be able to play all different types of games. They should not feel limited in the sense that Microsoft and Sony are making them feel limited. I feel like I'm on Team Switzerland sometimes with the majority that I use is PC, and I'm like, okay. But it is an issue, and I feel like players are going to get in an uproar with all of the new games that are being released on Xbox that are not going to be released on PS5 and vice versa. So next up in gaming news, BioShock's creator, next game reportedly almost complete. Oh boy, all you BioShock fans out there, oh boy. It states here in the article that thanks to a new job listing, fans now have an idea of what to expect the next project from BioShock creator Ken Levine. Levine formed Ghost Story Games in 2017 and has since been working on a new immersive sci-fi game with RPG elements. Further details about the project, including the title, have not been revealed. However, a new listing for a senior producer for the game states that in later stages of production. According to the listing, which can be found in the link that's posted on the website page and everything, Ghost Story Games is not only composed of 35 developers in total, so the senior producer would be joining a relatively smaller team. Levine's work on BioShock franchise will likely spur a lot of interest in the creator's next game. The series is one of the most beloved in all of gaming and continues to find new fans, despite the fact that the new series entry hasn't been released since 2013. While Take-Two Interactive announced a new entry in the series late last year, Levine will not be involved, which has led to some hesitation from fans. The creator disbanded developer Irrational Games in 2014. Just related to the development of BioShock Infinite led Levine to seek out projects that would be better for his personal well-being. Given the controversies surrounding the crunch and the game development, it's not surprising that to see the creators like Levine seeking out more laid-back experiences. And to be honest with you, I think the mental health of the gaming industry as a whole, with this whole crunching mythology, this whole crunching mindset of where you have to work really hard, really fast, and all at once in order to create a game and bring it out there to the buyer. It doesn't work like that. No good project should ever be released like that. And I feel as if that's why I'm somewhat worried about Cyberpunk, to be completely honest, because they were stating in one of the articles I actually shared with you guys that they were doing longer hours and longer crunch time. That never works. It never will work. And it's sad to see a lot of game companies do that. So remember that thing that I said is going to segue perfectly into the other thing that I was going to talk about with Xbox and Bethesda? Well, apparently Bethesda games will be Xbox exclusive, but don't expect Xbox to say that. Ever. They know how bad Bethesda is at game development, so they're not going to say shanky. So it states here in the article that yesterday a lengthy interview made rounds between Kotaku and Phil Spencer, which included some pretty random stuff. The Series S can load games faster than the Series X due to lower scale textures? Question mark hypotheses. But it's also the closest Microsoft has come to saying that, yes, its upcoming big Bethesda games will be Xbox exclusive and not on PlayStation. And that's probably the closest they will ever come to saying that. Just want to put that out there. Okay, Xbox lets a lot of stuff out there. They put a lot of information out there. But don't expect them to be upfront about everything. Now, it states here in the article that Stardew Valley creator Eric Barone has announced on his Twitter that the game's version 1.5 update will include split-screen local co-op for up to 4 players on PC, though on some other platforms it might be limited to 2. Barone's tweet was accompanied by a screenshot of a split-screen play that contained a myriad of interesting new things likely to show up on the new Stardew soon. There's no firm release date on the Stardew Valley's 1.5 update, but it's likely that the release towards the end of the year, it will release towards the end of the year. 2019's big update 1.4 released near the end of November. I don't play Stardew. I was never really a big fan of it, but I know that a lot of my friends play it, and if you guys do, there you go. You guys are going to be getting an update very, very soon, it looks like. I'm more of an Animal Crossings person, I'm more of the fan of like, hey, let me collect bells for this asshole who just wasted my time. Or Nook has it out for me. Every time I go in there, it's like, do you have this? Do you have that? I'm like, no, you schmuck, I don't. You guys, that was it for me for today's episode of The Casual Nerd. If you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell down below. And also, I want to apologize for no trailer today. I had to choose between 2. And they weren't 2 that I was really interested in. It was between Call of Duty and another indie game that I was just like, it doesn't look very entertaining, so I'm going to do neither, and we're just going to be talking about the news today. But next week, if I feel the urge, even though I don't want to because I can't stand Call of Duty, if I feel the urge to review said Call of Duty game, I will. It won't look likely. I'm going to see what's out there to review by way of trailers. If you guys have any trailer recommendations, please leave them in the Discord, not in the comments below, because links are just, it's not a good place down there for links. It'll just go right to spam, and I do not want your comment just going right to spam. You guys stay casually nerdy, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.
you.